A new documentary tonight reveals the moment a twisted male stalker tried to turn the tables on his victim, leading to police accusing her of following him. ITV doc Stalking, State of Fear speaks to the victims of stalkers about how being targeted has destroyed their lives, and how some women under threat are demanding the criminal justice system holds the culprits to account. Louise, a victim of stalking, tells the program, "If you can imagine living like you are going to be killed every single day for 2.5 years, it's like living in a war zone." Other women tell the program how hard it can be to get the police to take them seriously, with only 1 in 20 reports leading to a conviction, and the documentary asks if the justice system is prepared to take stalking more seriously while victims feel abandoned by a process that's supposed to protect them. Marie, a doctor in women's health, met her stalker during lockdown, and after their brief romantic relationship fell apart, she began to notice something was amiss. She explains, "We went on a few dates. I started to see little red flags that made me think, I'm too busy for this." Months later he contacted me and said his van had broken down. "Could I help? Because I have 2 cars." I said, "Of course you can. You can borrow one of the cars." Later she realized he had placed a tracker on her car whilst borrowing it. She says, "He was turning up to places where I was. During that time, I started to think things were strange. I then looked at the CCTV footage on the property and I discovered a man coming into the porch and planting something at my front door. I also woke up to find a big hole in my hedge. I was so frightened. I was afraid to go out. I didn't know what was going to happen next. My anxiety was such that I couldn't work. I was anxious. My hair was also falling out at that point, quite dramatically. I felt embarrassed. I felt like everything was my fault." Her stalker Calvin James admitted placing the tracker and pleaded guilty to stalking without fear and distress. He was given a restraining order to stop him contacting Marie and going near her home. Incredibly, whilst there is an order out against him, Calvin then reported Marie to police and tried to claim she was stalking him. Our exclusive online clip from the doc shows she faces the ordeal of being quizzed by police and having her phone taken whilst the claim is investigated. Marie tells the police, "I would certainly not be going to hunt down a man who I've got a non-molestation order on." She adds, "If he has the ability to be able to get me arrested for something I haven't done and create this mayhem, there is no limit, and there is no limit to the mind of the stalker. They're obsessed, they're fixated, and they won't give in." At Wigan Police Station, Greater Manchester, she was forced to deny she is stalking Calvin James. The case was only dropped 6 months later. She added, "In my opinion, every aspect of the criminal justice system is stacked against the victim when it comes to cases of stalking and harassing. Right from reporting the crime, the attitude of the police. There's a lack of education and understanding. The whole system isn't fit for purpose and it needs a huge overhaul. It's failing women." A woman the program calls Louise, whose stalker has pleaded guilty and is awaiting sentencing, says she has experienced more than 4 years of terror. She tells the documentary, "I had to change my appearance. I would say that it's not fear, it's terror. The first stalking episode he was waiting outside my house, he was sending unwanted messages. Threats, smear campaigns, his friends were contacting me. He'd been watching me, he knew when I was at home, he knew when my children were at home." Stalking, State of Fear is on ITV and ITVX tonight at 9 p.m. Follow Mirror Celebs on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.